Yeah, today was a high-energy practice. We wanted to get a lot of live work because our last scrimmage is really going to be for the younger guys. So had a lot of good-on-good live situations today. Was really great to see the Blue Force and how they came out defensively. You know, we have high expectations for our defensive unit, and they met those and exceeded them today. They were outstanding, causing turnovers, playing together. It was good to see the offense respond in the red zone drill, getting the ball in the end zone a bunch of times. So just good back and forth, good live work, got the team healthy, so feeling really good about where we're at. You know, I have a great deal of respect for Matt Coombs and what he's done with the defense. And what we try to do during the week, though, is, you know, where I feel like I can help the defensive staff is to just give them an offensive perspective of things that we're trying to do to cause problems so that they are a couple days ahead of what's coming and they can think about how they would defend it. And the good thing about Matt is if you get him on something once, you're probably not going to get him again. They're going to be able to correct it, and they've done that throughout camp. So good back and forth, always fun. But he's an elite coach. We're lucky to have him. We want our practice to be where they're getting their conditioning from. We don't want it to be mindless running. You know, obviously there's some toughness factor to that, and there's things that they do with Coach Burke in the offseason that are going to be just strictly about let's see how tough we are and how much we can run. But once we get into practice, we want to create an atmosphere and an environment where guys are going so hard on every rep, whether it's individual or special teams or in team scenarios, that they build their football conditioning, which is far more difficult than any conditioning they can do in the summer. You still got to get in football shape. So the more football we can play, that's going to be our conditioning. You know, I think Grant's much better looking than me and left-handed and is a far better player than I ever was. But, yeah, I could see the similarities there of having to overcome some adversity, especially with the injuries. And he's just been through a lot mentally, emotionally. And so from when I recruited him, you know, I still think of him being here in our quarterback academy and just meeting him as a young man and, you know, to see where he is today, what he's overcome, and the type of mindset that he has, great leader. So just very proud of him, and we have all the, you know, the comfort, all the confidence in the world in Grant if his number gets called.
Of course, I think it would be worth it if I hadn't thrown one pass. I mean, I love looking at all the guys and playing for them, whatever role it is, whether I'm on the field or not, just helping them out, whether it's on the sidelines, communications in between drives. That's where I like to thrive. It's not just about numbers for me. Yeah. I love picking apart Miles' brain because his football IQ is so high. I feel like I've learned a lot from him in these past 5 years, and I can't wait to continue to grow and learn more from him.
There's some staffs or some coaches that actually stay away from recruiting or signing left-handed quarterbacks. I mean, I know guys that'll do that for that purpose. I've never really looked at it that way. Obviously, if your dominant hand is left and your dominant hand is right, there's certain things in regards to pocket movement that's going to be more comfortable for him. But I've never really thought of it that way. When we recruited Grant, what we saw was someone that was extremely accurate, someone that was athletic, was a multi-sport guy, came from a great family, was extremely motivated. None of those things have ever changed as he's gone through his trials and tribulations. And, you know, I've been pretty public about the fact that one of the more difficult parts of leaving a couple years ago was, you know, I had Hunter and Miles and Grant and Mitch and Trent. Those were my 5 quarterbacks, and I had recruited all those guys. And, you know, to make the decision to leave was the hardest part was really about them, to not be here for Grant to help him when he was going through his stuff, or to help grow Miles, or even when I see Mitch and Trent play different positions, you know, there's a part of me sometimes that, you know, feels responsible for not being here to help them. And so it's been really fulfilling for me to see Grant. I don't think anyone's grown as much as he has in camp from, you know, spring football to today in fall camp. There's no doubt in my mind he could start for, you know, at least half the teams in our conference. He's that good of a player. And so I look forward to him having his moment. I know it's going to happen, and, you know, he deserves everything he's worked for. And like I said before, we're just really proud of him for who he is, what he stands for. And, you know, we were a better team with Grant Harper. every coach is different, and how they look at things, and there's definitely a part that you have to separate from the players and take care of your own family, right? And there's decisions like that, but I know for me personally, that's why I want to be here. I don't want to have that feeling ever again. It tore at me. It was really hard because I did sit with his parents and the other guys. I'm going to take care of your son. I'm going to make him the best quarterback he can be. And I missed that opportunity with those guys. So the cool part for me is that these guys, a lot of them are still here. Thankfully, with COVID happening, maybe that's one of the positives, if any, to COVID is a lot of these guys are still here. I get one last hurrah with a lot of my boys that I recruited, and so it's been fun for me just to be out there with them and to see how much they've grown. It's pretty cool.